How you guys all doing today, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Sonex and you're welcome to another beautiful edition of your show. You know what it is right now? Craftsmanship is what you're listening to. Loveworld Radio is a station and you're welcome. You know how we do it up in here in the station, on the station. Anytime we come through, we have either a startup story we're coming to share with you, or we're bringing you guys a radio class, which is actually one segment everybody's been liking through the feedbacks we've been getting from all around the world, or maybe the feedback segment as well. We take all your questions, your inquiries, your complaints, everything, we put them together and address them right here, okay? In case you're tuning in for the first time, I want to welcome you especially. Today we're having a startup story and I got a guest in the building. She's seated already, a young lady that's been doing so very well for herself in the, let me just hold on right there, okay? Call the next person, tell them to tune to the program right now. Your guy is back. That's to say Sonex is back on radio and it feels good to be back again this week. So don't forget, I'm not working alone. It's a full house up in here. I got Heavy J producing. How you all doing today, my man? All right, so he's gonna be producing the show as always, ensuring that everything comes out perfectly well while I talk on the MRC. All right, so big thanks to you again for tuning in. The only reason why we have a radio here is because you guys are out there listening. So if we're here talking and nobody's listening, then it shows that we don't have a show. With the feedbacks we're getting, it shows that you guys are actually being following and you're learning right here. So let's take a quick break right now. After the break, when we come back, we're going to be meeting my guest. So I'll urge you to just get yourself water. Get yourself a bottle of water right now. Take something, ensure you have your writing material because you're going to be taking some notes, information that's going to be useful to you. Now, the reason why we share startup story here is to encourage you out there so that you know that, okay, maybe you are at a point where you have this thing you're doing and you're facing some maybe challenges, difficulty, or some setbacks, and you're thinking like you want to give up. I want you to hang on right there because everybody that's doing something worth celebrating today, I'm sure they went through a phase, so they're going to be sharing their challenges, their wins, and probably the big pictures right here. So we are off on the break right now. When we come back, we're still going to be talking some more. My name is Sonex, and you're welcome to Craftsmanship. Right, my man. How you doing today, my girl? Oh, my sister. I'm
doing great.
Nice to have you on the show.
Thank you so much.
Now, for those of you who don't know Racheal, okay, she's going to be telling you guys a lot more about herself today. But simply, her name is called Racheal, but we call her Rich Girl. All right. So now, let's get to talk a little for those that don't know you, or maybe those that are going to be hearing you for the first time.
All right, thank you so much, and thank you for having me on this show. I know you've been pressurizing me for a very long time. I think we've been going back and forth for the past month now.
Yeah, close to a year. I've been working on bringing Racheal on the program close to a year.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you too.
It's a privilege to be on this show.
Yeah, thank you too for the honor.
I've been a lot of people come on the show, and it has been very inspiring.
Yeah. And you're very busy, really. So I didn't hold that back, like against you, because I know you needed to travel to different places to do a lot of work. So I understand when people are working. I know what it is to squeeze out time to say, okay, you want to come on a show and you plan something is coming up. Either you have a meeting you want to attend and all that. So I didn't take all of that. If you weren't doing anything now, and you were just posting.
You feel like I just want to come.
But thanks to God, I've been seeing your reports on your page on social media. So I follow closely and it shows that you're actually doing something worth celebrating.
All
right, welcome.
All right, so my name is Racheal Omoruyi.
All right.
I'm a graduate of the Lagos State University of Science and Technology.
That's right. Yamatech, right?
No, Lagos State. It was Lasfotech
before.
Yeah,
okay.
But now Lagos State University of Science and Technology.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did study Agric engineering at first, and then it became agricultural and environmental engineering.
All right.
It was for
there's this thing they do. Is it on Wednesday? Agric period. So all the students will go to the farm. I think they do it on. Is it Wednesdays now? It gets to a particular secondary school. It gets to a particular time during the school hours. All students will come to school with cutlasses and hoes, and then you guys will be grouped to go to different portion of the land. Either you're going there to cultivate, or you're going there to weed, or you're going there to plant. I did that, but all of that today, I think it's part of the reason why what you're doing today.
Funny enough, I didn't even have those opportunities when I was in school.
Okay, you schooled in the city.
Like I said, our teachers didn't really portray to us. They didn't make us see the need for agriculture. So we just saw it as one of those things you just have to do. So when I finished secondary school, I wrote my JAM and I got admission quickly. But then I wanted to do computer science. That's where everybody wants to put computer science, and there's this thing about, even though we don't even know what we want to go and do there,
computer science.
And then when my results came out, we're told that computer science is full. Sorry, can you take agricultural engineering? I'm like, what? What would I do with agricultural engineering? They always make us feel like people that do not know, people that know a few way. People that does not know book. These are people that take to this kind of courses, Agritech, Agric engineering, and all of that. But I was reorientated. I was made to understand that, in the nearest future, where agriculture is going is not where it is now. And there's a lot of prospects in the agric space. And that is one of the things we are seeing now. There are a lot of beautiful things that are coming up, a lot of things that are going on in the agric space, and I'm grateful to God that I took up that course at that time.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're still listening to Craftsmanship, and today we're having a guest in the house. Racheal actually is sharing her startup story, and it's the startup story segment you're on to right now. And on this platform, we bring in guests, people that are doing something worth celebrating, to come explain their startup experiences. And now for her, as an agro expert, she didn't just started working on the farm. Okay, she studied agriculture, so she understands the in and out of what it is to work to be a farmer, and that's part of things she's been explaining so far. So now, after school, you had to do some other jobs, I believe so.
Yes.
So tell me, you were a banker at some point.
Yes. Even when I did my first 2 years in agric engineering, I wanted to do JAM and go to other courses and all of that. I wasn't really feeling that agric engineering thing, And then, the funny thing is, everybody in my department, it was just 1 or 2 people that chose that course. Every other person were pushed to that place. So there's this orientation about you guys are not what, just stay here because this place is full.
You couldn't accommodate you in the other side.
Exactly. So, but it wasn't it, And over the time, when I left, I had somebody who is my boss now. It was one that is also a Christ Embassy member. Okay. Yes. And I remember those times to come around, and it was like, Racheal, what's up? What's happening? What are you doing? And then my dad told him that, she wants to write JAM. She wants to say, no, what happened to the agric engineering she was studying? She needs to go back to, the man began to analyze, the prospects,
importance, the future,
the nearest future, exactly what is likely to, what we are likely to see in the agricultural space and all of that. And then, I thought about it and I went back. It was when I went back for my HND that I began to understand
the importance of what you were studying.
Yes, I was like, oh really? So this is how beautiful this course was. I became the top student in my department. In fact, people were looking out for me. I remember when I was in my projects, my HOD and there's another senior lecturer. I knew it was later I knew that they were fighting for me. Like, no, it's I want Racheal, no, I want, that kind of thing. So I became one of the best students in my class, my department, and all of that. It has been an interesting journey so far.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Now, when young people when they know what they're doing, that's to say, when you have a picture, have a clear direction of where you're supposed to be going. Now, at some point, at the early stage of your, while you were in school, you were feeling like, okay, what am I even doing in this, department or taking this course? But someone that actually had got a clearer direction and a vision had to talk to you. So let's say he was more like a mentor.
Exactly.
Okay, because he was ahead. Okay, and that's what happens when you have someone that will hold you by the hand to teach you or take you through a journey. So if this person wasn't available to lecture you or to tutor you at that point, I'm sure you would have written JAM and you would have gone study some things.
Missed the purpose.
Opportunity.
Exactly.
Now, before we came on the show, actually, you just gave me a lineup of what your week is going to be like. Like, okay, you're going to be in a particular part of Lagos. You're going to stay there for a couple of days. You're going to move to Ibadan, and it has been like this ever since we started talking about you coming on the show. That's to say, you've been very busy. All right, and I can see that written all over you. That's to say, okay, she's actually shining, and some monies are coming to her account. Now you might not be where you want to be yet, at the same time, but then again, it's not like the way where you used to be anymore. That's one of the things you need to understand. So when you're doing what is worth celebrating, your news is going to be, it will be heard abroad.
Exactly.
So you can't even hide. So I was even the one looking for you. And that's to say, someone out there, if you have something you're doing and you're seeing it to be like, okay, this thing I'm even doing, where is it going to take me to? Listen, as a child, I've shared this story on the program a lot of times. I used to listen to some young presenters then. I never got to meet a whole lot of them, the likes of Tefa Ake, Steve Ayua, Godwin Itodo, and the likes of them. They were all presenters back then in Radio Benue Makodi. I was a little boy then, but I loved to listen to radio, and that was how the love for radio for me started. And today I'm here living my dream. Okay, so if you have something you're doing and you're feeling like, okay, this thing you're not even sure, the point is just start first. Just start, and while you're starting, don't say, okay, it's too difficult for me to start, so how will I even survive it? Just hang on there and see the possible ways on how you're going to expand this thing you're doing. Do you understand? Don't say, okay, I've done it for 3 years, it's not even paying for it yet, then you want to give up on it. How will you, if you cannot be patient for 3 years, how will you even know that, okay, the next 5 years you start cashing out from it?
Exactly.
You understand? So Racheal has been sharing her story, and it's beautiful listening to all of this. So now you don't say, okay, agriculture is just for only men. Mm-hmm. Women too can go into agriculture. All right, so now moving on. My next question. So far, so good. Has there been any regrets?
Okay, so first of all, I'll say, when you understand your purpose, mm-hmm. I don't think there's going to be any regret. It's not always rosy.
Okay.
In fact, it's not only about agriculture.
Mm-hmm.
Any business that you want to venture in is not always rosy. It's going to be difficult at some point.
Okay.
But then, if you understand purpose, if you're determined, and you know where you're headed, then you can achieve anything.
I like that.
I can't say it has been sweet. It has been rough, and the might, or is it the myth they say about agriculture is for men only? Mm-hmm. You can see, if you see women as a young lady doing amazing well in the Agric space, yeah. You'll be wowed. Like you'll be like, really young. And one of the things we do is catch them young. Mm-hmm. Aside the fact that we also go into the grassroots, like students in secondary schools, yeah. We also go to the universities, and one of the schools we use as pilot is OAU. Okay. So these people are doing amazing well, and there's this thing they call it the farm year program. It's already the 1 year program. Okay. So what we do for them, because we also have what we call the Agro media. So we also work in the media space. Okay. So we film their events, their 1 year events. So it's called the Farm Year Reality Show. All right. We want them to explain to us, or to tell the whole world, their pain, their experience, the gain, everything around that 1 year period. Of course, it's not always fun, but then at the end of the day, like I said, when you are determined, you're going to get to the top. Yes. All right. So don't say, okay, this is not working. You want to sit and complain. Racheal just told you a great thing she's doing, and I just gave you guys a list of how she planned her way to be. Okay. So don't say, my uncles are not giving me money, so what should I do? You understand? You need to start something for yourself and ensure that that thing you're doing, watch it grow, and before you know what's going on, things will start happening. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're still listening to Craftsmanship. Racheal is still in the very much in the building. I got a rich girl. Okay, I was trying to call. That name, yes. Yes, back, and I took it. I abandoned it. And now you're actually cashing out. So you need to understand what you're supposed to be doing with yourself in the first place. Don't say people are going in a particular direction. You want to join them. You need to understand what you have inside of you. So Racheal actually developed herself, discovered herself through someone that spoke to her. Because she was saying it to be like, okay, this thing said, do I even need this course I'm actually studying? But by the time she was done being spoken to, she decided to take it seriously, and today the story is different. All right, now, so moving forward, let's talk about the big picture. I mean, time is never enough on this program. If you're going to be in the next, do I say 2, 3, 5 years from now, what are going to be the big things people should be expecting from you as a young lady that's actually actively involved in agriculture? Now, this kind of thing you're doing, people don't get to talk about it all the time because they feel it see to be like, okay, it's something for some set of people, maybe the guys or the male gender. So let's talk about it some more. Big picture, moving forward from here. Okay, so agriculture, as like I said, it has always been one of the most sector that has been undermined for
A long time.
A long time now. But looking at it